Hello, it is Monday the 24th of May, which means it is the start of DoTheThingAthon Readathon. So this is hosted by Ashley at A Frolic Through Fiction, and the goal of this readathon is to just reach your reading goals that you have set yourself. So I have set myself 3 goals. One of them is in conjunction with the Basically Readathon, which I will get to as well. So my first reading goal is to finish A Conjuring of Light. I read 52% of this last night, so my aim is to read another 200 of it today to then finish it tomorrow. However, Ashley is doing reading sprints tonight, and I read half this book in reading sprints yesterday with Chloe. So I may get that finished today, but I'm aiming for tomorrow. My next goal is to read and finish The Shadow in the Glass by J.J.A. Howard. This is a Cinderella retelling. This isn't on my official TBR for May. A Conjuring of Light was my last one, but I want to read a Goldsborough book every month or an Illumicrate book every month, and I really want to read this one. So I want to start it at least before the end of the month, because if I don't finish it, I can continue it on in June, because I can put it down for a prompt for Clear Your Shitathon, and I can put it down for a prompt on the Whateverathon, which is always good. And then my last, but certainly not my last reading prompt, goal is to read A Declaration in the Rights of Magicians. This is the last book from last year that I have not allocated to a reading challenge or I haven't read. And my goal is any books that I haven't read, that I carried over from last year, I have to unhaul at the end of the year if not read, and I don't want to do that because I spent money. So I want to get this read. This is the one that also matches with Basically Readathon. And that goal is to read the book that's been on your TBR shelf the longest. Basically Readathon runs from 12 o'clock Saturday the 29th to 12 p.m, I should say, in the afternoon, to 12 p.m. Sunday the 30th. I have a busy afternoon and evening booked for Saturday, so instead I am moving my Basically Readathon to the whole day of Sunday. Now, I know there are 2 lots of reading sprints on Sunday. First with Maddie and then again with Ashley, just to round off the DoTheThingAthon. So I should be able to do this. 531 pages long, so my aim will be to split this into 5. So I read 100 pages, have a break, read 100 pages, have a break, etc. This is the start of a series, so I am hoping if I enjoy it, I can carry the series on. But let's see. Because the DoTheThingAthon ends on Sunday evening, I have a day's gap between this ending and Whateverathon starting on the 1st. So my aim is I'm going to have this vlog end on the Monday if I'm still reading something. If I finish these 3 books and I have that day free, I'm uploading my TBR that day hopefully, or on the Friday, depends. This Friday, not next Friday, I'm trying to be good, my TBRs. But if I have that day free, I may start that book, Malice. That is on my TBR for June, spoiler, because for Whateverathon, as long as you haven't read over 50% of the book, you can carry it over. Which is why if I don't manage to finish this one and I'm under 50%, I'm going to stop reading May and carry it over for June. I don't want to do that though, because have you seen that pile? And I still have 2 more books to add to it. So that is my week at a glance. So my main goal for today is to read 200 pages of this. I am currently on 351. I want to get to 566, which is, well, 569. That thick. Can you see that? You can. That thick. Ignore blue sticker. So I want to read that much. I may read over lunch, I may not. It depends if I'm hungry or not. At the moment, I'm not hungry, but that might change. So yeah, that's my week at a glance. I currently have my vlog for last week going up today because again my internet was crap last night. For a 31-minute vlog, I think it is, it was telling me it would take 18 hours to upload. At the moment, it's only saying an hour. The 3 books together, what I have left to read is 1,200 and something pages. Why would I say the 100 then? If I split it over 7 days, is the 178 pages a day, which is doable. So the great thing about the Do The Thingathon, Ashley has friends who are doing reading sprints the entire week. Which means I love reading sprints. I find they are the best way for me to read. I actually put on old reading sprints when I want to read and I'm struggling to get into a reading mood to get me into a reading mood. So yes, that is my week. As I said at a glance, I've given you pretty detailed things of what I want to do. So yeah. My next update will be tonight saying I've either reached my goal of reading 200 pages or I finished. Let's see which one that is. Because like I said, I read 52% in Chloe's sprints yesterday and it wasn't the full 45-minute sprints that I read each time. It was more like 35 minutes. A quick read, but when you go watch my reading vlog, you'll probably see why I'm finding it a quick read as well, because there's some parts I'm just like, ugh, skip. Not skipping, I'm skimming. Yeah. So with that being said, I will see you later tonight. Hello, it's Tuesday evening. Please ignore mess of hair. It was raining when I walked off the bus from work and I couldn't be bothered to put my hood up, so we have this. I didn't update you yesterday, but I should have done because I finished A Conjuring of Light. I gave it 4 stars. Again, I'm not really interested in the relationship. It didn't feel like it should be a relationship. It felt like it should be a friendship in my eyes. The double crossing I saw coming. The ending with him I saw coming. Yeah, it just... There were some surprises, like the surprise with the other A, I'll say, the male A, I was surprised by, and I think what happened with him, if it does lead to what I think it is with that world restarting, I like it. Apart from that, so the other him I was on about is the prince. The other prince, like I said, that relationship I'm not really interested in. Yeah, it was good work though. It's just I wasn't invested in the story of the main characters, so it was like I couldn't give it 5 stars. That does mean I did read 315 pages yesterday. I actually was messaging Ada going, oh, I've only got like 100 pages left, but I've got stuff to do. Should I do my stuff or should I read? And she was like, do your stuff. And I was like, I technically could leave my stuff till tomorrow. So Ada, if you are watching, I did end up doing half of my washing, sorting it out. The other half does admittedly need to be ironed, so I'll do that this weekend. I had my lunch cooking and I thought I'll finish. So yeah, that does mean I have started another book. The Shadow in the Glass by J.J.A. Harwood. This is a dark Cinderella retelling. It's 416 pages. In 40 minutes, I have read 98 pages. So, a quick read. What do I think of what I've read? What the heck? Trigger warning from essay right from the start. Essay that isn't looked at as bad, it's looked at as something that is accepted and normal. Trigger warning from death at a young age. 2 types of death, actually. I think they set up the love interest. At the moment, I have no idea how that's going to go. We've been introduced to the fairy godmother, because it's a dark book. Well, because it's a dark retelling. It's not the traditional fairy godmother. I don't understand the wishes part, but hey ho. What is my plan to read this book? Like, how am I plan to read it? English, Michelle. There is 416 pages. Like I said, I've already read 98. I am doing the DoTheThingAthon sprints with Leanne. I don't follow Leanne, so I had no idea who she was. I plan on doing one more sprint and then stopping because even though I'm working from home tomorrow, I don't want to be tired. Honestly, I couldn't sleep last night after reading 315 pages. I don't know why, because I felt tired and I still feel tired. I just couldn't sleep. See, I'm doing too much reading. Which isn't good considering how many pages it looks like I have to read next month for my readathons. But that's another kettle of fish altogether. So yeah, there's 416 pages. Like I said, I've read 98 in 40 minutes. So I may aim for 208, which will be halfway. But then 208 seems like an awful lot of pages. That many, and there's no chapters in this book, there's parts instead. So I don't know what part. So I could get to part 4, which is page 183. I'm not sure how many parts there actually is. There's an epilogue, which is always fun. There's only 7 parts in this, which makes me think that these parts are getting larger, because I'm currently halfway through part 3. I would be correct in that thinking. Wow. There's practically 100 pages in between part 4 and part 5. So I think my thinking will be to get to part 4, which means I have 100 and... Nope, I have less than 100 pages. I have 90 pages to read tonight to get to part 4, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this in other videos, but I hate long chapters. Like, for me, my ideal chapter is between 15 and 25 pages. 30 I can accept at a push if it's a quick read. Having looked at that chapter, let's call it's not a part, it's a chapter, over 100 pages, I know I'm not doing it. So yes, so I will get to part 4, then stop. I'm not rushing. What's my voice? I'm not rushing this book. I'm not rushing to finish it in 2 days. I plan to finish this on Thursday and then start my book for the Basically-thon and last bit of DoTheThingAthon, which is to read the Declaration of the Rights of Magicians. I've said this on Twitter and I'm pretty sure I said it in this video. Basically Readathon starts 12 noon Saturday till noon Sunday. I have a very busy Saturday afternoon and evening. So my plan was to read the full book just in Sunday because I'm shopping Friday. But my thinking actually is I'm going to try and spread it across a little bit of Thursday, a little bit of Friday, and then Sunday. It's like 500 pages, so I'm if I can read 125, 125, 250, I'll be happy. But yeah, I'm not rushing this. If I end up finishing this book tomorrow, I'll be very surprised. Although I am at home tomorrow from work, so I could read during my lunch hour. But yeah, I'm not pushing it. Another cut, I apologise. And I look really tired then. Wow. Yeah, I'm not pushing this book. I have so much to read. Well, I have so much I want to read next month that I feel if I push myself this week, I'm going to get to next month and be like, nope. Which won't be good because I do have next week off because it is half term, it is annual leave. I'm hoping to see friends. I'm hoping to see my niece and nephew more, even though I'm seeing my nieces on the weekend. My nephew lives quite near me, so I might sweet talk the sister to see if I can go see him, but she is working from home full time, so that might not go ahead. But yeah, I may not update you tonight. I may leave it till tomorrow morning, because I'm tired and I want to sleep. At the moment, I know I've only read 97, 98 pages. At the moment, this is feeling like a 3-star, possibly 3.5-star book. I know I'm meant to feel sympathy for our main character. I feel no sympathy. The blasé attitude from majority of the characters about SA, yes, not making me like them. Like I said, the fairy godmother character, I don't understand. So yes, that is my update again. So yeah, 3-star at the moment, but let's see if it improves. 22:09 on Wednesday evening, and I have finished The Shadow in the Glass. I'm giving it 3 stars. Well, I was thinking 2.5, but I think 2.5's a little bit harsh. Yeah, 3 stars. I get why it's being sold as a Cinderella retelling, a darker version of a Cinderella story. I get the elements. And certain situations are written quite well. And I think that's what kind of saves my bad points for this book, in my opinion, is that the writing is well written, if that makes sense. And the quote-unquote bad person, the villain I should say, not the male one, the female one, she, even though you don't hear a lot about her, you don't read a lot about her, I quite liked her. Yeah, the fairy godmother, she's in the blurb, so yeah, I can say her. The fairy godmother is quite well written. Sorry, I'm in bed, so if you see the camera moving, that's why. What I didn't like, well, I didn't care a dot about Ella. I thought she was... At first, I thought she was naive. And then I thought, you know what, actually, you've lived this life for so long. You know what the rules are. You know what society's expectations are. Why would you think you would be any different? The love interest, I didn't feel the sparks. I didn't feel the love. They were just two characters who happened to grow up together, who happened to... Yeah. She saw him as his Prince Charming. I saw him as a bit of a wet blanket. The other characters I couldn't give a jolt about, apart from the fairy godmother. The casual usage of SA, I'll put what SA is in the description. I'll put the trigger warning in. I'm not... The time frame this is written in, I understand that happened, and it wasn't as frowned upon for the perpetrator as it was a victim. And I get that. I do. I don't want that used as a plot point, though. And I didn't like reading that plot point. It actually didn't do anything for the plot, because she kind of didn't do anything till right to the end to get rid of the person doing the essay. So it was like, what's the point of you fretting for the whole book when you have a way to get rid of this person? Here's the thing, and this is why it's 3 stars, because it's so well written that I can figure out the points where she should have changed, the main character should have changed things, so she could have had her happy ending. And yeah, yeah. And while this is a little dark, well, it is darker than the Disney Cinderella. If you read the Grimm Cinderella story, good gosh, it's not as dark as that one. So it is a darker version of a Cinderella retelling. It is a darker retelling of the Disney version of Cinderella, but compared to Grimm, it's not that dark. And actually, I would have liked it to go a bit darker. I was actually messaging Ada yesterday, and I was like, I'm just thinking maybe these darker books aren't for me. Because I didn't like the nesting. I didn't like, well, I liked it, but not on that much. Deadly Education. So I was, and like Burn Our Bodies Down, I was like, is this not my genre? And I don't want to rule out dark books in future, because I honestly at this moment in time don't think I found the right dark book for me. If I get to about 10 dark books, like a couple more dark, well, yeah, let's say I've read 10 dark books, I'm still like, it's still 3 stars or it's 2 stars, I know it's not the genre for me. But it is probably looking like it isn't, because I'm rating them either 2 stars or 3.5 stars in between that. So maybe it isn't for me, but I still don't want to just brush that genre off, because there may be that one book that I need to still find and read that will change my whole mind. Even though I give this 3 stars, I am normally at the end of the year I do like think about unhauling my 3-star books. It's so pretty, it is not getting unhauled. And plus it's Goldsboro, so from a selfish point of view, if I ever get into money troubles, I know I could probably sell this for about 20 quid. Well, probably more actually. So yeah, that it means it is book 2 done for Do the Thingathon, and I'm a day or 2 in front of where do 2 days actually, yeah. 2 days in front of where I want it to be, so I'm quite good at that. Obviously that means I have A Declaration of the Rights of Magicians left to read. I'm not starting this tonight, I'm going to start it tomorrow. This is also my book for Basically Readathon, but as I said, I wanted to read this on Sunday, but I have 2 nights spare. I'm not just going to leave them empty. So I have split the book into 3. Now, I don't think this will be as quick a read as A Conjurer in a Light and The Shadow in the Glass, because the writing is quite small compared. It's actually probably normal book font size, because I did find that this one was quite big. So yes, I split it into 3. And I haven't read the blurb for this one since November last year, I want to say. So I'll read you the blurb so you know what I will be reading tomorrow. A sweeping tale of revolution and wonder in a world not quite like our own. It is the age of enlightenment. It is the age of enlightenment, of new and magical political movements, from the hypnotist Robespierre calling for a revolution in France, to the weather mage Toussaint Louverture leading the slaves at Saint Domingue. Domingue to freedom, to the bold Prime Minister William Pitt legislating the use of magic in Britain. Anyone French watching my videos, I do apologise for butchering that name then. Well, all the names. But amid the upheaval, there is an unknown force inciting violent conflict, and it will require the combined efforts of revolutionaries, magicians, and abolitionists to amass this hidden enemy before the whole world falls to darkness and chaos. This is the start of a series, I believe. Yep, the Shadow Histories. So it's magic, it's revolutionaries. I am thinking I will like it. Hopefully I will, and I can add another series to my ever-expanding list of series. But let's be honest, the past 2 months have helped me finish some series, so I can add them on and not worry about them, she says, while worrying about them. But yeah, like I said, I'm not starting that book tonight. I'm going to do a reading journal for The Shadow in the Glass. I have click and collected a book for Leeds that I no longer need, so I'm going to email the store and just say, please can you cancel the click and collect. I have been thinking I might not pick up that many books on Friday, apart from the 2 that I click and collected, just because even with the books on my reading challenges for the rest of the year, I am currently on 76 books to read on Goodreads. If I take out next month, that brings me down to 60 I think. Yeah, 60. I then have another 12 for my reading channel challenges. You can tell I'm tired. I then have another 11 for my reading challenges, which will take me down to 49. And I just think with my pre-orders and my birthday coming up, I'm getting so many more books. And I want to treat myself for my birthday and get myself some more books as well. After my birthday, I want to get a Goldsboro edition or 2. Treat myself. You don't turn 28 that often. So yeah, and going to Forbidden Planet in Leeds, I want to get Funko Pops. And I want to treat my nieces and nephew, and I want to treat myself to some makeup. So if I do buy more books in them too, it won't be like 6 or 7 like I probably would have planned to. Just might be a couple. Cut to Friday, and I'm just in Leeds going, I bought all the books. No, I joke. I probably won't film too much Friday, actually. I might just film the outside of the Waterstones and inside, but that'll be it. Got to try the B-roll that I've forgotten to do for like the past couple of months. But I'm blathering on, so that's my update for today. I will update you tomorrow when I have hopefully read my 3rd of A Declaration. Hello, it's Thursday evening. Please ignore her. Again, I've been at work. I got some book mail today. I was going to save my book mail until, well, to show you some more book mail until I film my book haul video for this month, which I am hoping to film on Sunday or Monday, depending on how my reading of A Declaration goes. But I got one of my most anticipated books of the year, and it's a trunker. But I forgot it came out end of May, and I really, really want to read it because my sister wants to read it. And the reason I laugh was because I said to her, you can't read it until I have, and she sent me a message going, do you want me to take you shopping to that really nice B&M store that you want to buy like half the stuff in? And I'm just like... But yeah, so, tangent over. I forgot it was coming out in May. And obviously for my readathon next month, I'm on Team Fantasy. Well, that's my genre. I wouldn't have been able to read more books anyway if I put this one, because it's like 700 and something pages. But it's The Missing Sister by Lucinda Riley. It's book 7 in the... what's the series called? The Seven Sisters series, it's really... So if you've never heard of the Seven Sisters series, it's actually pretty good. They're all pretty chunky books. And basically there are 6 girls who were all adopted by this one guy called Pa Salt. All adopted from around the world and brought up in Geneva. Well, that's the nearest airport. And they all go live their lives, and he passes away. And there's mystery around his death. But the girls have never thought about looking for their birth family. And at his will reading, they each get an envelope from him, with longitude and latitude on it, for where he found them. And each book follows each sister as they go and find out about their family history, where they came from. They're really good. Like I said, they're chonkers. A lot of them are like between 600 and 700 pages long. This one's over 700. So we've had all 6 sisters who we knew about, but there's always been one missing sister who they thought Pa was always meant to get but never did. So this book is about all 6 sisters, I believe, coming together to try and find her, which I'm really looking forward to, but because of my readathon I can't pick it up until July. And now my sister's message, I'm just like, do I risk letting her read it before me? Now a lot of you might be thinking, Michelle, it's your sister, just let her read it. The reason I put that rule in is because I've had in the past where it wasn't necessarily her, it was someone else who I lent to Booktube before I read it. They completely spoiled the story for me. So yeah, if I wasn't doing the whatever you want-a-thon, I would totally be reading this next month. But I always look at the back to see how many pages it is, so I can think, could I squeeze it on? It's actually 798 pages. It's basically 800 pages. And it says in the back, to be continued, the story of Pa Salt, coming out next year. One of my most anticipated reads of the year, and I have to wait a month. I'm going to be nice, I think, and let my sister read it first. But she owes me. If my nephew has somehow found my reading channel is watching this video, tell mummy I'll be taking her up on the offer for B&M and the Butchers. If my 2 lovely nieces are watching this video, remind Auntie Jojo that because Auntie Shelley let her read this before her, she owes me B&M and the Butchers. And people, you might be thinking, B&M, Michelle and Butchers, really? This B&M was big. And it had a lot of offers that I wanted to get, but I went the weekend before payday. And despite the fact my sister said she would buy me some stuff, I let her buy me a couple of things, that was it. And I said I wanted to go back, and she was like, I might not go back like this month, and I'm like... So, and then we found Butchers, and there was an offer for like 20 quid worth of food, and there's so many different things. I thought I could probably feed myself like a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks for 20 quid with meat. So yeah, I'm going to be nice. Obviously it's still the DoTheThingAthon. I will be starting a declaration in the rights of magicians. It is up there. It's that one actually. Ashley is starting sprints at 7, and I have found that if I read with sprints, I read more, which I'm liking, and especially I will need that next month. So yeah, I'm going to read when she's doing her sprints. I'm not working tomorrow, however I am going shopping with Ada. Like I said yesterday, I'm not planning on buying more than 2 books. Let's see what happens. So yeah, I will probably update you when I have hopefully got to a third of the way through A Declaration of the Rights of Magicians. Can I just say I'm so excited to finally read this book. It's the last book that I carried over from 2020 that I didn't have planned into a reading challenge. So I'm so happy to read it. So happy. But I think my happiness is like extended because of this. And it's signed. It's the only book I have from Lucinda Riley which is signed. And I really enjoy her work, and she has other books out, so I need to add them to my wish list, and I need to get reading so I can read them all. Yeah. But if you are interested in the Seven Sisters series, the first book is called The Seven Sisters, and you start with the eldest sister and you work your way down. Please don't ask me to name them all, because I've read them over so many years I can't remember all their names, but I remember their stories. And you do get to travel the world, and that's one thing I like, because as I keep saying, I will not be travelling the world because of my crippling fear of flying and heights and my anxiety in general. So why do I have to have a readathon starting on Tuesday? Why? And before anyone else knows, I'm not attempting to read 800 pages in a day. I've done it before, but that was with different books, and I think I cry. Why? Why? Hello, it's Friday evening. I didn't end up starting a declaration yesterday. I started it today. I'm a third of the way through. It's very political. Now, I know revolutions, they are political majority of the time. I get that. But I didn't think this would be political around like slavery. And this is the thing, so it's not like actually at the back. It's literally a group of people in England, some people in France, and occasionally a slave in Jamaica, the colonies. So while they all seem to be working for different things, they all seem to come together for the same reason. So in England, they are working towards the abolition of slavery. In France, they are wanting to take away the rules and regulations that are stopping the commoners from using their magic. So in this magic system, the Knights of the Templar are still around. It's around the time of Marie Antoinette and King George III. And they monitor the usage of magic if you're an aristocrat. Use it to your heart's content. If you are a commoner, you have a band on which actually stops you using your magic. So in England, you've got them trying to get rid of slavery. In France, they are trying to get rid of the rules for the commoners, and the slave in the colonies has just realised that the band they have on her, not the band, this magic potion type thing, isn't working on her anymore. But basically they all have the same idea. They all want to get rid of something. Going to be honest, I am struggling a little bit with this one. I've read 177 pages in 2.5 hours, which is a bit of a shock considering how fast I've read the previous 2 books this week. I am enjoying it, I'm not enjoying it. So I'm enjoying reading what's happening in France. I'm enjoying reading from the slave's perspective. I'm not really enjoying the whole political English side of it, just because, from what I know of the abolition of slavery, and I may be wrong, it does look like it's following the route, or very similar to the route of what actually happened in England. So in England, if I'm correct, when the MP said petition to get rid of slavery, there was a lot of people who did want it, a lot of people who didn't, obviously, slave owners and such. And in England, if I remember correctly, just like in here, the opposition were like, we can't vote for it, you need to get more evidence in a year. So it's following down that route, so I'm a bit like, yeah, and I can kind of see how it connects to France, but I kind of can't. And I think that's why I'm not liking the British side. I do apologise for the yawn. It's nearly 11 o'clock. I am absolutely tired. Well, actually, it is 11 o'clock. Sorry, Becca's just finishing her sprint's just about to end. It's her last sprint, and I don't want, obviously, talking. So yeah, it's okay at the moment. obviously I'm not reading tomorrow because I'm out for the afternoon and I want to sleep in the morning. So my aim is to, because I'm not doing the Basically Readathon from Saturday lunch to Sunday lunch, Sunday is my Basically Readathon day, and I am determined to finish this book. I do apologise for the cuts, although this does show how tired I am. So I have read a third of this book tonight, so I have 2/3 to read on Sunday. I know Maddie is doing sprints at 10 AM. It's her normal ones, but they are do the Thingathon sprints instead this week. And then Ashley is doing evening sprints. So I'm hoping between the two sprints I can finish. And hopefully I will like it a lot more and maybe pick up the pace a bit. I am a relatively fast reader a lot of the time, so reading I'm feeling it really slowly. Words, English. So I am normally a fast reader. I don't skim books, I normally just skim the unimportant paragraphs. Such as he looked at her longingly, wondering how long it could last, and stuff like that. Because you have to read every paragraph, I think that's what's slowing me down. Also, the politics side of it. I'm not political. I vote for the same party every time because it's always the same party that gets into government around here. It doesn't change. So I'm not enjoying the political side of it. You would think with the abolition of slavery, obviously it's an historical event, and the revolution in France, an historical event. You'd think, me liking history, I would like to read it. No. But I think it also might be the magic as well, because I understand some of the magic, I don't understand all of the magic, and I'm hoping when I read the last 2/3 I will enjoy the rest. Well, I will know more about the rest of the magic. I'm going to go because I'm struggling over my words and I'm extremely tired, as you can tell. So I will update you most likely, well, yes, will be Sunday, when I have a bit more way through this book. Hello, it's Sunday afternoon. Yes, I am still in pyjamas. But because it is Sunday afternoon, I'm not going to tell you what time it is because I am appalled that I'm still in pyjamas. But anyway, I am 2/3 of the way through this book now. I'm liking it more. I mean, I already liked the part in the colonies and the part in France. I've now got to a point where it's quite openly known that vampires exist. So there's lots of different types of magic, like you have weather magic, fire magic, water magic, things like that in this book. And then there's something called blood magic, which had thought to have been eradicated about 300 years ago, and now the British government has finally accepted that for what has been going on in here, like the revolution happening in France, what's happening in the colonies with some of the slaves standing up and obviously killing their slave owners. And then some things that have happened in London, which I won't mention because spoilers. They finally realised, there must be a vampire who is kind of coordinating all of this. So it's all coming together. So I'm liking the British part more now. Obviously this is set around the time of the revolution in France, so certain things have happened and the British and the rest of Europe are retaliating. The chapter I've just left off, because normally your chapter is either in London or it's in Paris or you're in you're in the colonies. I do have a name for it. What's the name of it? Saint Domingue. Yeah, so you're in one of them three, you're not in all three, and the last chapter has been in all three. And it's very much now, you know that all these things are joined. You know that there is kind of one voice who is pushing for things in France and in the colonies, and it is it is very much thought that this voice is now connected to what's happening in London. So like I said, 2/3 of the way through, Maddie is currently doing her DoTheThingAthon sprints. I'm finding I'm reading about 60 pages per hour sprint, which isn't bad. But even then, I'm not reading for the full hour. I'm reading for like 40 minutes. The reason I'm not reading for more is because I will try and read more and then I'll just be like, ugh. Because I wasn't enjoying it, after I have enjoyed the last 70, 80 pages. So I'm hoping that means the final third will go really quick or quicker. I'm not gonna continue reading though during Maddie sprints because I need to film my TBR video for June. I got my last books on Friday. Obviously I didn't film anything yesterday because I was busy. So my aim is to film today between Maddie sprints and Ashley sprints. So I'm going to finish this bad boy during I'm going to finish this bad boy during Ashley's sprints. That is the plan. So I'm going to film because it's nice and sunny outside, so there is nice daylight. I need to get dressed, obviously, but I never planned on doing much today anyway, apart from read and film. With me finishing this today, obviously there will be one more day of May left. Tomorrow, which is Monday, which is when I'll be finishing this vlog. I think, I don't know, I'm still unsure. So my plan for tomorrow is to edit the video I filmed today, upload that video. So I may edit it tomorrow and schedule it for... I may edit it tonight and schedule it for tomorrow, I'm not sure yet. But then this vlog will go up on the Tuesday because obviously I'm finishing it tomorrow. You might be thinking, Michelle, if you're finishing this today, what are you reading tomorrow? Well, in June, it is the start of DoTheThingAthon and Basically Readathon. Maddie, who runs the Whatever You Want-a-thon at Book Browsing, I'll link her channel down below, has said if you want to, you can start a couple of books before June starts and count it in June, as long as you don't read like 80% or like every page by one and then just finish one page and go, oh, I've done it in June. No. With me having next week off, I do want to try and get some of my bigger books read. I do have a read along next week for Saga, the comic book. Well, sorry, manga, comic, I'm not quite sure which. I think it's comic rather than manga. So that'll get read, but that's only like 100 and something pages, so that's doable. But yes, I want to get some of my bigger books read, so I want to try and read at least 10% of Which is Steeped in Gold tomorrow, or even like maybe like 25%. Because I was thinking start Which is Steeped in Gold, start Malice, and I thought maybe it might be better if I just start one, or I start Which is Steeped in Gold and then I maybe start The Hunting Party, or play nice, like try and get a different type of book as well. I'm still not sure, but yeah. That's my plan for the moment. So that's my update for now. The next update, I will be dressed. I promise I will have brush hair. Well, this is brushed. It just looks absolutely messy. But I will update you on my final thoughts. With me now enjoying what's happening in Britain, it has gone from like a 3.5 to a 4-star book. So hopefully it carries on this way and then I can just say it's a 4-star book and end the month good. Hello, it's Bank Holiday Monday for the UK. I did end up finishing A Declaration of Magic last night. It was about 10:30. I did do a clip. I was so tired I kept mumbling over words like now. I couldn't explain exactly why I gave this 4 stars greatly. And I mumbled a lot about what's going on next month. So I ended up giving it 4 stars. So the reason I gave it 4 stars because I didn't enjoy one part of the book at the beginning. Now you may think, Michelle, there's 531 pages. If you're going to tell me just one chapter brought it down by a star, what the heck? No. So basically this book, you follow 3 groups of people in 3 different countries around the time of the French Revolution and the abolition of slavery in the UK. You follow a very young government in London you follow revolutionaries in Paris and you follow a slave trying to get free in Saint Dominique. And there is an overall person who joins them all together, but you don't find out who this person is until very late on in the second half of the book. So I can't mention that person for spoilers. You have lots of different magic. So you have fire magic, water magic, earth magic, air magic, and the most rarest of all, blood magic, aka vampires. Now, 300 years ago, there was a vampire war, and the Knights Templar, who still exist, ended up killing everyone who had blood magic, which basically turned out to be all the royals, because they kept marrying each other with this blood magic, because it's the strongest one. So that's a brief overview. I enjoyed reading about what happened in Paris. I enjoyed reading about what happened in Saint Dominique. I enjoyed London for the second half. The first half was just bogged down with dialogue in London. I'm not joking you could not go a page without half a page of dialogue. And there were some pages where it was just 2 pages with dialogue, and I'm just like, I don't need all this information. I understand they were trying to build up this friendship and the world. I get that. I just felt half the dialogue didn't need to be there, and because I did struggle with the first half of this book, I had to give it 4 stars. I could not. It is the start of a series. The second book comes out in July, I believe, this year, so I have pre-ordered it because it did end off in a way where I wanted to read the sequel. So that's a good thing. But yeah, 4 stars. That does mean I did complete DoTheThingAthon. I also recorded a video yesterday, my TBR, which is good up today. So I wanted to finish A Conjuring of Light. I did that. I wanted to read The Shadow in the Glass. I did that. And I wanted to read A Declaration of the Rights of the Magicians for DoTheThingAthon and the Basically Readathon. So yes, I didn't do Basically Readathon from lunchtime on Saturday to lunchtime Sunday. I did it all day Sunday, but that's for me because I was busy, and I'm happy I did it. That does mean that one of my goals for the year, which was to read or to have planned to read all my 2020 books that I carried over, is done, because A Declaration was the only book I couldn't fit onto a reading challenge. So when Basically Readathon announced that the theme for this readathon this weekend was the oldest book in your TBR, I just went with the oldest book hauled so I could get this read. Done. So I completed DoTheThingAthon. Ashley has announced that she will be doing another round of DoTheThingAthon at the end of the year. She wanted to do it quarterly, but it didn't happen, so she's doing it halfly this year, I think, and then next year I think it's going quarterly, I don't know. I'm really happy about that, because I found last year, November, December time, I kind of got bogged down a little bit and I didn't read as much as I wanted to. I might have read my TBRs. I just didn't read all the books I wanted to because I failed Clear Your Shit Readathon. But hey ho. So yeah, a very good week for myself. Tomorrow is the 1st of June and the start of Whatever You Want-a-thon and Clear Your Shit 1.5. I will talk more about that in my TBR video. That will have been uploaded today, which is Monday, because this is going up on Tuesday. I would upload them both on the same day, but I don't think I will have edited both of them in time. And with my internet, I don't know how long it's going to take to upload my TBR, so just to play it safe, I thought I will edit this one and upload it Tuesday just to give my internet a break. Because I am not working this week, I'm on holiday, so which is great, because I have some chonkers for Whatever You Want-a-thon or whatever-a-thon that I would like to get read this week. Watching now go to next week's vlog, and I'm like, I read nothing. But yeah, that was my week for DoTheThingAthon and Basically Readathon. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you are new to my channel, hi, my name's Michelle. I read a variety of genres, although my favourites are fantasy and thrillers. I don't really review books that well here. I'm either really vague about what I like about the book and you wonder why if I actually read it, or I give away too much and you wonder why I've just spoiled the entire thing for you. I apologise for both in advance. I'm trying to improve. Have I? Let's see. If you are new and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider it. If you do want to watch a few more of my videos before you decide, please consider it. I do have a Goodreads and Instagram and a Twitter. I will link them all down below if you want to come follow me on there. But until next time, which will most likely be next week's vlog, bye!